David, the show's director, had come to accept the inevitable emotional whiplash. The sentimental segments always ended in a burst of divine comedy, and he'd gone from initial shock to a state of complete numbness. His producer, Sarah, handed him a bottle of water. She suggested that perhaps they should give Ethan a heads up next time, maybe nudge him toward a more heartfelt route occasionally. David stared at the monitor, where the stage was awash in jubilant chaos. He let out a long, weary sigh, deciding against it. Everyone had their role, he reasoned, and Ethan was the comedic relief. Forcing him into a sentimental box felt wrong. After taking a sip of water, David added that he had initially envisioned their show as a tearjerker, harvesting the audience's emotions. But this new direction wasn't bad. It was an excellent mood regulator. The hope was that viewers would finish an episode feeling moved, but ultimately leave with a laugh. It was a pretty good formula, actually. Once filming wrapped, the 5 guests returned to the backstage area to change. It was the second time Caleb had shared a dressing room with Ethan, but this time his mind was far from any romantic fantasies. Something else was occupying his thoughts. His little hamster, as he'd privately nicknamed him, seemed to recoil from any conversation about family. Caleb wondered if his parents' divorce had left a scar, a topic too painful to touch. Just as he was lost in thought, Ethan popped up in front of him as if from nowhere, asking for help with a decorative tie on his sleeve. As Caleb's head bent to the task, his fingers working on the knot, he tried to formulate the right words. Ethan, noticing Caleb's distraction, frowned. It was one thing to be absent-minded, but to be thinking of other things while grooming one's hamster? Unacceptable. Their co-star, Mark, had already changed and left, leaving only Sophia, who was packing her things several feet away. The relative privacy made Caleb bold. When Ethan asked what was on his mind, Caleb admitted he was thinking about him. The words struck Ethan like a physical blow, sending his heart into a frantic rhythm. He quickly pulled his hand back, questioning what there could possibly be to think about. Caleb looked at him, his lips pressed together, the question stuck in his throat. He was afraid of overstepping. Ethan, seeing the hesitation, grew suspicious. He nudged Caleb playfully, a glint in his eye as he joked about whether Caleb was trying to find him a new sugar daddy. Caleb couldn't help but laugh, a mix of exasperation and amusement. He playfully ruffled Ethan's hair. After a moment's pause, he finally ventured the question, asking if Ethan's family was in town and when he planned on going back. Ethan was silent for 2 seconds before pulling away slightly. He confirmed they weren't in the city and he hadn't decided on a return date. When Caleb asked if it was far, Ethan explained it was just in the next state over. He mused that he'd go back in a while, after he sorted out the agent change and handled the PR fallout from his secret being revealed. Caleb simply nodded, not pressing further. He just gave Ethan's head a comforting pat, murmuring that he was a good kid. Ethan's eyelashes fluttered. He thought to himself that he wasn't good at all. He was just trying to protect his big scallop from getting tarnished. After a formal farewell to his old agent, Ethan caught a ride back in Caleb's SUV. With Caleb's agent, Rick, and assistant, Mia, present, Caleb didn't have to drive, so he sat in the back with Ethan. It was the second time Rick and Mia had met Ethan. Mia, sitting in the front passenger seat, kept stealing glances at him in the rearview mirror. She couldn't shake the feeling that Ethan was becoming more captivating each time she saw him. Even she, a mere assistant, felt her pulse quicken. Ethan was slumped bonelessly in his seat. Caleb wrapped an arm around his back, his voice low as he asked if he was feeling unwell. Ethan didn't want to move his head, which would only worsen the motion sickness. He just blinked, Yes. Caleb tightened his hold slightly, suggesting Ethan lean on him. Ethan felt a flicker of embarrassment. Caleb's masculine presence was so potent that it was making him acutely aware of something. It made no sense, he was a guy too, but it felt different. He demurred, saying Caleb's arm would get uncomfortable. Caleb, ever the actor, effortlessly fell back on a line. He called this domestication, explaining that once they were out in public, it would be called free range. After a moment's thought, Ethan found no fault in this logic and rested his head comfortably on Caleb's shoulder. In the front seat, Mia's jaw practically hit the floorboard. Was this really her boss? She had always thought of Caleb as somewhat aloof, a man who never had a single romantic rumor attached to his name. She'd figured he was a lost cause, but here he was, blooming spectacularly. Rick, gripping the steering wheel, felt a headache coming on. He had initially assumed Ethan was the one making moves on his client and had felt a flicker of disapproval. But after seeing them together twice, it was blindingly clear it was the other way around. Rick thought it was a good thing Ethan's new agent was Sharon, a woman he had a good relationship with and whose PR skills were top tier. If Caleb was going to be this relentless in his pursuit, Sharon, out of respect for their professional friendship, would hopefully not stand in the way too much. Rick dropped Ethan off at his apartment first before taking Caleb to a meeting. When Ethan got back to his place, his bandmates, Daniel and Leo, were still out on a job. The other three were in the living room playing poker. He asked if there was anything to eat. After the show taping, they had only had some cake provided by the studio, and he was starving again. Ben shot him a look of disdain, asking what kind of piglet he was. But before Ethan could retort, Ben threw down his cards and went to the kitchen, mentioning there were a dozen leftover veggie dumplings from lunch. Ethan was instantly moved to tears, proclaiming Ben the best person in the world. Ben just scoffed. With a bowl of reheated dumplings, Ethan sat in the living room and watched the other three play cards. TJ, who rarely joined in on games, was surprisingly skilled, winning 7 out of 10 hands. Zach had no fun at all, finally slamming his cards down in frustration, exclaiming that TJ's luck was insane, like he was some kind of mythical lucky charm. TJ just quietly shuffled the cards, attributing it to his seat facing a good direction. Ben, true to form, sniped that a poor craftsman always blames his tools. Within seconds, the two were wrestling on the floor. TJ simply set the cards down, watching the spectacle in quiet amusement. Ethan shuffled over next to him with his bowl, asking if he wasn't busy today. TJ grunted in affirmation, explaining that his agent told him not to burn himself out and to take proper breaks. He'd scheduled 3 hours for entertainment before his dance practice that evening. Ethan paused, a dumpling halfway to his mouth. He was impressed by TJ's self-discipline. TJ explained that if he didn't stick to his plan, his life would fall into chaos and his goals would become unattainable. Ethan looked at him with newfound respect, feeling like he'd just received a valuable lesson. After some light brawling, Zach and Ben returned to the game. Not long after, Leo and Daniel came back. Daniel saw Ethan's carefree expression and felt a wave of secondhand stress. He called Ethan over. Ethan trotted over happily, asking what was up. Daniel's family held high-level positions at their agency, so he'd heard the news that Ethan's old agent had submitted his termination papers. He asked if Ethan had really terminated his contract. Ethan confirmed it with a cheerful yep. Daniel couldn't understand what he was so happy about and asked what his plans were. Ethan simply said he would be signing with a new agent. Daniel was genuinely shocked, wondering how Ethan had managed to handle everything so quietly on his own. He knew that changing agents wasn't simple, especially for someone like Ethan with few connections in the industry. The others overheard and gathered around, asking if Ethan was really getting a new agent. Ethan figured his teammates would find out sooner or later, so he saw no reason to hide it and confirmed that the process was already underway. Daniel, still worried, asked who the new agent was, stressing that he needed to be careful this time. Ethan casually dropped the name, Sharon. The members of the band knew, to varying degrees, that Ethan's previous agent hadn't been good for him. Zach, who had been Ethan's roommate during their competition show days, knew more than most. Hearing the news, he felt a huge sense of relief. He exclaimed that it was about time, lamenting how the man had siphoned off Ethan's resources and how letting him go so easily was getting off cheap. Ethan patted Zach's head with a benevolent expression, his forehead catching the living room light like a halo. He advised against holding grudges, stating his belief that those who do wrong will eventually face the consequences. Ethan knew he had to tell his friend Liam about the agent change. It was Liam who had given him the file on the Golden Harvest Company's connections, which clearly stated that the owner was Jaden's uncle, and that Vanessa was one of their protégés. Furthermore, Vanessa had joined the show's cast shortly after Ethan was confirmed as a permanent member. Many of their mutual friends in the industry knew Ethan was filming for Treasure Quest, but he had never told anyone he was a permanent fixture, and the show hadn't made an official announcement. The only way Jaden's camp could have gotten that information was through Ethan's former agent. There were plenty of talented people in the industry, but most of them never got a break. It wasn't surprising that his old agent would choose to align himself with the well-funded Jaden. When Liam heard the whole story, he was incensed, shouting over the phone about how malicious they were, constantly trying to undermine Ethan. Ethan calmly explained Jaden's likely thought process, that if he had been the one to film the pilot, the permanent spot would be his. It was a matter of jealousy, making him want to drag Ethan down too. With a show like this, you could gain fans as quickly as you gained haters. If Vanessa took a swipe at him every episode, his reputation would be in tatters by the end of the season. Liam cursed them out, his indignation making him sound like a grade schooler. Ethan couldn't help but feel a fond sense of amusement. If it had been someone else, Jaden's entire family tree would probably be getting flamed online right now. Ethan continued his analysis for Liam, pointing out that sending Vanessa to the show wasn't just about taking a few jabs at him. It was a strategic move. His old agent had been to the set and knew how high quality the production was. It was the perfect platform to launch a host's career. Liam started to piece it together, realizing that if his agent hadn't leaked that Ethan was a permanent cast member, they wouldn't have had time to place their own person after the official announcement. Ethan agreed, adding that if they didn't know he was permanent, there would have been no reason to insert someone in the first place. Liam then brought up another point, asking why they didn't just push for Jaden to be on the show directly. Ethan explained the dynamics. The host role had minimal screen time, and before the show's success was proven, A-list hosts wouldn't be interested. David, the director, was too picky for C-listers. Vanessa was a mid-tier personality with a low fee, making her an easy addition. The permanent cast was a different story. With stars like Sophia and Caleb on board, the bar was set incredibly high. Ethan himself had only secured his spot because he brought 3 major sponsors with him. Jaden simply didn't have the financial backing to compete for a permanent role. Hearing this, Liam puffed out his chest with pride, exclaiming that their sponsors were the best. He remarked that everyone else probably thought Ethan got the spot purely because of his incredible variety show instincts. Ethan, matching his tone, shamelessly agreed, joking that it was his fault for being so talented that he gave them the wrong impression. The only reply was the dial tone of Liam hanging up on him. A few days after they finished filming the second episode, the show's official social media accounts released the official announcement video. The promo image featured the title Treasure Quest splashed across the top. Below it, Sophia and Ethan stood side by side, with the silhouette of another person behind them labeled Mysterious Permanent Guest. Treasure Quest Official. Treasure Quest every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Don't miss it. We've got stories and good times. Follow Sophia V. Orion and V on the journey. Plus, a mysterious permanent guest C joins us in episode 2. Video. The show was just starting to build buzz, so the official post only created a small ripple until Sophia reposted it. Then the engagement exploded. The comment section was instantly flooded with her fans. Wherever Sophia is, I am. Treasure Quest here for it. Heart. Treasure Quest. Sophia, my girl, has another permanent spot on a show. She looks amazing in the promo pic. Image. Can't wait. The guy next to her is cute too. I'm gonna go check out his profile. It's my favorite, Sophia. And my new crush, Ethan. Heart. Definitely watching. Mysterious guest. Who is it? Who is it? It's my little comedian, Ethan. Ethan V recommending our baby goose to the world. Can't wait for your show. Son. Mysterious guest C. Chris. Cole. Ethan also reposted the official announcement. His follower count had already surpassed 3 million, second only to the multi-talented Daniel within their group, Orion. But Ethan's fanbase was a bit different from his bandmates. It included a significant number of older fans, like Caleb's own father, who were drawn to his incredible dance skills and his stress-relieving presence on variety shows. After Ethan's repost, the top comments were quickly dominated by his mom fans. Go, Ethan, mommy loves you. Can't wait for more of Ethan. Hoping for more dancing. The kid has such a likable face. This auntie supports you. Grin. Of course, the more professional stan accounts were there too, holding down the fort. Looking forward to our cutest comedian Ethan. Treasure Quest. Ethan V. Ethan is perfect for variety shows. Love Sophia. Love our boy Ethan. Image. They look so good standing together. Can't wait to see who the mystery guest is. Amidst the cheerful promotional buzz, a single retweet suddenly appeared, catapulting Ethan's popularity to a new peak. Ethan had put his phone away and hopped in the shower after his repost. When he got out, his phone was practically vibrating off the hook with notifications. Without even drying his hair, he snatched it up to see what was going on. It was that meddling influencer again. Ethan was speechless. Connor was truly the king of online gossip, always on the front lines. After a moment's thought, Ethan decided to follow Connor and left a heart emoji comment on his retweet. Not even 30 seconds later, a direct message from Connor popped up. Connor, don't you dare send me hearts. Before Ethan could even ask what he meant, he saw his own notifications explode again. The buzz was now rivaling that of a major star like Sophia. The reason was simple. The internet discovered that Caleb, whose account had been dormant for ages, had suddenly logged on to like Connor's retweet. Having spent so much time with Caleb in private, Ethan had almost forgotten he was a top-tier celebrity. Seeing the thousands of likes and retweets flood Connor's post in minutes, and watching his own post's numbers climb by the thousands, he was suddenly struck by the sheer weight of his owner's star power. Ethan hugged himself tightly, thinking, when one man achieves enlightenment, his hamster ascends to heaven. Connor's post was flooded with comments. OMG, Caleb liked this post. Camping here for Caleb. Caleb v. Connor. Caleb liked your post. Are you two hanging out? OMG, OMG, OMG. Connor, my man, get Caleb to say hi. Hopeful. It was common knowledge that Connor and Caleb were friends, so no one considered it out of line to tag Caleb in Connor's replies. Connor himself was staring at his phone, on the verge of tears, as if he would dare ask Caleb to say anything. He was too scared to even talk to Caleb. He knew it. The moment he saw that heart emoji, he knew trouble was brewing. Caleb was already in his DMs. Connor, heart, I've moved the heart from my post over to you, sir. Caleb, thanks. I actually have plenty already, including an original one. Connor thought, if you have so many, why are you so possessive over this one? Caleb, I'll let it slide this time, but watch your level of interaction in the future. What the hell? Connor gripped his phone so hard his toes curled. What level of interaction? It was an emoji. Afraid that a few more messages would make him unfollow Caleb, he quickly closed the app. He was out. Meanwhile, Ethan stared at his own comments section, lost in thought. Could Caleb be the reason Connor was paying so much attention to him? But Caleb had never mentioned it. Was it just a coincidence? Just as he was pondering this, a frantic banging erupted at his door. The continuous, thunderous knocking made Ethan momentarily imagine a dramatic soap opera scene unfolding on the other side. Ethan, open the door. I know you're in there. Shaking the ridiculous image from his head, Ethan went and opened the door. Leo shot inside like a cannonball, shoving his phone so close to Ethan's face he could count the pixels. Look, Connor and Caleb both promoted your post. It took all of Ethan's strength to calm the excited Leo down. Once Leo had settled, Ethan asked if he really thought they were promoting him. Leo looked at him like he was crazy. What else could it be? Why would Connor retweet your post instead of the official one? Why would Caleb, who hasn't liked anything in centuries, like that specific post? Ethan glanced back at the comments. He saw that after the initial excitement, people were starting to speculate about Caleb's motives. Caleb and Connor are good friends. A like is normal. Maybe it was an accidental like Doge. They follow each other. Maybe he was just scrolling and his thumb slipped. Could it be for Ethan? Caleb was his mentor on that show. They seemed to have a good relationship. Seeing this, Ethan sighed. Leo saw it too and tried to reassure him. Don't worry about it. Some people will always assume the worst. When Ethan didn't respond, Leo added, actually, this is a good outcome. If Caleb had liked your post directly, the online backlash would be 10 times worse. Your 3 million followers wouldn't stand a chance. By liking Connor's post, no one can say anything for sure, but you still get the publicity. Even if people guess the like was for you, there's no proof. Ethan's expression was complicated. Was it really for me? Leo said with exasperation, if you don't believe me, just ask him. You two are close enough. True, Ethan mused. Oh, right, I haven't followed Caleb's account yet. Caleb rarely posted, so Ethan had completely forgotten to follow him. Leo's eyes widened and he grabbed Ethan's hand. Maybe you should wait. If you follow him now, people will definitely say you're trying to ride his coattails. Some people online can be really nasty. Ethan clutched the jade pendant around his neck, feeling the world was a tainted place. Before he could launch into a dramatic monologue, 2 messages popped up on his phone. It was Caleb. Caleb, this blew up more than I expected. Stay off social media for a bit. Don't follow me either. We'll follow each other after the 2nd episode's teaser airs. Ethan was speechless. Caleb really had liked the post for him. Leo, still beside him, asked if it was Caleb messaging him. Ethan replied thank you to Caleb, then turned to Leo. Caleb told me not to follow him yet, too. Leo puffed out his chest proudly. Told you. The online hype continued to build. Ethan, who wasn't a big fan of scrolling anyway, logged out of his accounts and put on some calming music, doing yoga in his bedroom to cultivate inner peace. Leo, however, loved the drama. While Ethan stretched on the floor, he sat on Ethan's bed, scrolling through the comment sections. The online consensus had split into two camps. One believed Caleb was just liking a friend's post. The other believed Caleb was subtly promoting Ethan. A few fans who had shipped them during their competition show days began to resurface quietly. But with the current level of attention and Ethan's relatively small fanbase, this small group of shippers didn't dare be too loud. They could only use tags like mentor-student love or friendship to connect Caleb's like to Ethan, creating their own content in the shadows. When Ethan finished his yoga and got up from the floor, Leo grabbed him. "I think Caleb's team has stepped in." He showed Ethan his phone. The likes on these few comments are rising really fast. Ethan looked and saw comments from several fashion and entertainment bloggers, as well as the admins of Caleb's official fan club. "I have a bold theory. That mysterious permanent guest C. Could it be?" Reply: "OMG, you've discovered the truth." Reply: "Bumping this to the top. Haha, if it really is him, then he wasn't liking the post for anyone else. He was just warming up for his own debut doge." Reply: "Haha, is he that kind of person?" Reply: "This comment is killing me. Haha, I support you. The mysterious permanent guest C. It all makes sense now. Maybe the like was really because..." Reply: "No way, no way. He's never done a variety show before." Reply: "Wow. Thinking about it like that, I'm kind of excited. The topic of conversation under Connor's post instantly shifted to the identity of the permanent guest. The debate over who the like was for gradually died down. With his own situation still up in the air, Ethan started to worry about his owner. Is this okay for Caleb? Isn't the permanent guest supposed to be a secret until the official announcement? Leo waved it off. It's all just speculation. As long as he doesn't confirm it and the fans don't use his full name, no one can say anything. Ethan clapped his hands in admiration. I'm learning so much. After the Treasure Quest promotional buzz, Ethan gained a wave of new followers, his numbers now rivaling their group leader, Daniel. Daniel wasn't jealous, but he was concerned. You have so many followers now, it's not good to have an unmanaged fan club. Luckily, a large portion are mom fans, so there are very few stalkers. For now, it shouldn't cause too many problems. Ethan instantly transformed into a piece of seaweed, swaying in the wind. Who could possibly be wilder than me? Daniel paused, his palm starting to itch. He clamped a hand down on Ethan's head, forcing himself to be patient. You need to get your contract transferred to Sharon as soon as possible. She has a professional team to manage fan clubs. Once she takes over, remember to give her all your social media account passwords. With his head caught in a vice grip, Ethan could only nod obediently. Got it, Danny. That's more like it, Daniel said, then gave him another long look. And stop being so wild. Just as they finished discussing the contract, news came from the agency that the agent change was official. On Monday, the members of Orion went to the agency together to record a new song. After the session, Ethan went upstairs alone to meet Sharon. Since the contract signing and subsequent discussions would take time, the group's manager took the other members back to their apartment. Ethan arrived at Sharon's office and knocked before entering. He saw her sitting by the coffee table, a stack of documents laid out, along with 2 cups of coffee already poured. He hurried over. Sorry to keep you waiting. Sharon stood to shake his hand, her slender eyebrows relaxed into a smile. Not at all. Please sit. You can call me Sharon. She passed a contract over to him. This is the contract you previously signed with your old agent. It's now being fully transferred to me. Please review it one more time. Ethan took it and began to read through it carefully. Sharon didn't rush him, simply leaning back on the sofa and sipping her coffee. She watched him, his eyes lowered to the documents, and felt a sense of gankai. She had noticed this kid on the very first day of auditions. After he debuted with the group, she had even considered trying to sign him, but he already had an agent at the time. She never expected that, after all the twists and turns, they would end up working together. So when Rick had recommended Ethan to her, she had been both surprised and delighted, agreeing immediately. A little while later, Ethan finished reviewing the contract and looked up. "It's all good, Sharon." "Great. Then let's sign again." The pen flew across the bottom of the contract, and with a few swift strokes, the deal was done. Ethan was officially under Sharon's management. The process of transferring social media accounts, exchanging contact information, and discussing his future career path took the rest of the afternoon. It was past 7 in the evening by the time they finished. They had dinner in the office, and then Sharon drove Ethan back to his apartment. "The first episode of Treasure Quest airs on Thursday," she said on the way. "After that, we'll need to release some press articles to generate discussion. There will be negative comments about you during this time. You don't need to pay them any mind." Ethan nodded obediently. "Okay, roger that." He had a rough idea of Sharon's PR strategy. After thanking her, he went upstairs to his apartment. If Vanessa wanted to play the long game, he would just help turn up the heat and see who got burned first. Treasure Quest was set to air on Thursday. On Wednesday, Ethan received a call from Caleb. He was in the middle of dance practice with his teammates. When the phone rang, he wiped the sweat from his brow and saw it was his owner. He took his phone and stepped outside. Leo turned and whispered to Ben, "Ethan looks exactly like a guy stepping out to take a call from his girlfriend." Ben gave him a meaningful look but said nothing. Zach, next to them, chimed in, "I know this one. He used to do that sometimes during the competition show." Leo's eyes widened. "Ooh." Ethan, oblivious to the gossip among his teammates, answered the phone once he was outside. "Hello? Ethan Cub." Caleb's voice was low and husky, a gentle, teasing sound coming through the phone. Ethan paused. "A new nickname?" He cleverly responded, "Caleb Lord." Caleb choked for a second. The romantic atmosphere he'd been carefully crafting completely shattered. No, that wasn't sweet at all. It sounded like he was calling him a plague pig. Ethan, still oblivious, asked, "What's up, Caleb Lord?" Caleb cleared his throat. "I was wondering if you wanted to come over and watch the show with me tomorrow. I have practice tomorrow, can't make it." Caleb's lips tightened, his mood sinking. He began to unconsciously knead the soft cushion he'd just bought for his hamster. Ethan asked, "Aren't you busy?" "It's fine. I'm not taking any acting roles for a while," Caleb said. Then he tentatively fanned his tail feathers a bit. "Just want to spend more time with family." Ethan offered up the appropriate praise. "You're such a good family man." Caleb's heart began to pound again. He dropped a hint, "But I want more than just verbal praise." Ethan thought for a moment. "All right then, wait a second." Caleb's spirit soared. Was his little hamster actually going to ask for time off from practice? He felt a mix of anticipation and conflict. His mind unhelpfully conjured an image of a beautiful concubine from a historical drama, keeping the emperor from his morning duties. After about 10 seconds, he heard a sound from the other end of the line, as if the phone had been set down on a surface. Then, four distinct claps came clearly through the receiver. Clap, 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 clap. Ethan's voice followed the rhythm of the applause. "You are good, family. Man." The air caught in Caleb's chest, and it took him a long moment to exhale. That certainly wasn't just verbal praise. A long silence stretched between them. Finally, Caleb let out a slow breath. His voice was deep, his gaze distant. "Thank you." Ethan picked up his phone again, his chin held high. "Wasn't that sincere?" Caleb praised him. "More than sincere. It was earth-shatteringly moving." Ethan replied shyly, "As long as you liked it." The Orion members did have practice on Thursday night. By the time they finished, it was past 9, and Ethan hadn't watched the show himself. He just showered and went to bed. The next morning, he woke up to a chaotic group chat. It was the chat from his 4-person dorm during the competition show, which also included Spencer and Pete. "Pete, Ethan, what's going on social media? A bunch of gossip accounts are hinting at your family situation." Spencer, Link, have you seen these?" Spencer, do you have enemies? You want my brother to take care of it for you? Ethan rubbed his still sleepy head and clicked on the link Spencer sent. He saw several popular blogs and gossip accounts dissecting details from yesterday's first episode of Treasure Quest. Hollywood hot takes. Treasure Quest premiere reveals rookie star's family secrets? Gossip guru. Is this male celebrity from a blue-collar background? Insider drops bombshells on set. The Spilvy. Boy band member Ethan's rumored humble origins get more fuel. Image. Ethan quickly scrolled through a few posts and confirmed that this was all Sharon's handiwork. The content seemed to explore his family background but was filled with vague language. The main focus was shifted to Vanessa's revelation. After reading, he went back to the group chat to reassure his 2 kind-hearted but clueless friends. "Ethan, it's fine, it's just PR. Don't worry about it." "Pete, what kind of PR? Are you in trouble? I can't believe your old agent would actually spend money on PR for you." "Ethan, forgot to tell you guys, I just got a new agent." "Pete, is this reverse PR? Or are you going for the tragic hero narrative?" "Ethan, neither. We're just adding fuel to the fire." After calming his 2 former roommates, Ethan got up to start his day. The band was preparing for a new concert, and their training schedule had become much more intense. On top of that, their manager had landed them an endorsement deal with a phone brand, so the 6 of them also had to prepare for a commercial shoot. After 2 or 3 hectic days, they finally got a break on Sunday afternoon. Ethan, remembering his long-neglected owner, sent him a text to check in. "Ethan, owner, what are you up to?" Caleb's reply was almost instantaneous. "Caleb, cleaning my empty nest." Ethan laughed out loud. "Ethan, how was the reaction to the first episode? Our PR campaign has already started, but I haven't seen the episode myself." "Caleb, you haven't seen it?" "Caleb, me neither." Ethan paused, unsure if Caleb hadn't had time to watch it, or if he hadn't watched it because Ethan wasn't with him. It was a rare free Sunday afternoon. Ethan thought for a moment and decided to visit his empty nester owner. The beat-up car he used to drive had been repossessed by the company. As Sharon had put it, "You're aiming for the top tier. You're in the middle of a rebranding. Ditch the old car, it's not safe anyway. If you need to go anywhere, call me, I'll drive you." So Ethan called Sharon and asked her to drive him to Caleb's house. Sharon was not okay when she got the call. She knew Caleb cared for Ethan, but she thought it was just a mentor looking out for his student. What was this now? Why could Ethan just casually go over to Caleb's house? From the sound of it, he knew the way well. "Does Caleb know you're coming?" Ethan was already cheerfully packing a bag. "It's a surprise." Sharon's anxiety intensified. A surprise. So Ethan was a surprise to Caleb. With a heart full of doubt, she drove Ethan to Caleb's building. She tentatively asked, "Do you need me to pick you up tonight?" Ethan replied, "Depends on if it's convenient for you. If not, I can just stay at Caleb's." "Of course it's convenient," Sharon said quickly. "Then I'll call you when I'm done." "Thanks," Sharon. Ethan got out of the car and took the elevator up from the garage. Arriving at the familiar door, he knocked 3 times. After a few seconds, he heard movement inside, and then Caleb's father's voice. "Who is it?" "Mr. Vance, it's me," Ethan chirped, peering through the peephole. 2 seconds later, the door clicked open to reveal Mr. Vance's surprised face. "Well, look who it is. What brings you here, kid? Come in, come in." Ethan placed the small gift he'd brought from his apartment on the entryway table and slipped into a pair of blue slippers. "I came to hang out with Caleb. You should have just come. No need for gifts. Caleb's in his room, tidying up. I'll go get him." No need. I'll go find him myself." Ethan scurried into the bedroom and pushed the door open. Sure enough, Caleb was there with his back to him, organizing a drawer. Hearing the noise, Caleb thought it was his father and said without looking up, "Dad, I put all the batteries together, so if you need to change." Ethan took a running start and launched himself onto Caleb's back. The sudden weight made Caleb gasp, cutting his sentence short. As he started to turn, a cascade of cheerful laughter tickled his ear, warm and breathy. "I came to visit you." Caleb's heart suddenly hammered against his ribs. He turned in disbelief. "Ethan?" Still clinging to Caleb's back, Ethan tilted his head up, grinning triumphantly. Surprised? Unexpected? Exciting? Caleb's hands, hanging at his sides, were trembling slightly. It took a tremendous amount of willpower to resist the urge to pull him into his arms and kiss him. Surprised, he said softly, "Why did you come all of a sudden without telling me? Practice just ended, and I had the afternoon free. You said you hadn't watched the show either, so I came to watch it with you." Caleb was so overwhelmed with sweetness he felt his heart might melt. How could his little hamster be so wonderful? His words could be frustrating sometimes, but his actions were always so thoughtful. He pulled Ethan to sit on the rug in front of the bed and grabbed a soft cushion for him to sit on. Ethan bounced on it a couple of times. "What's this?" "I bought it specially for you," Caleb said. "I was worried you'd be uncomfortable sitting on the floor." Ethan was flattered, clutching the cushion. "My throne?" Caleb smiled. "Yes, your throne." They set up a small folding table in front of them with a laptop on it. Caleb brought over water and snacks, and they started the show. Treasure Quest had been out for 3 days, and the initial promotion had been effective. The moment they pressed play, a flood of comments scrolled across the screen. "Here for my girl Sophia. Heart can't wait for our baby Ethan. Oh, River's Edge." Caleb turned to him. "Why are they talking about River's Edge?" "Is that TV drama starring Mark and Wendy?" Ethan explained. "They were on the show to promote it." Caleb nodded, and they huddled together to continue watching. The opening sequence showed the show's logo and its 3 main sponsors, then cut to the stage. The host, Vanessa, delivered her opening monologue before turning the stage over to the 5 guests. "We have an opening question for you all. Name something you have at home that you're sure none of the other guests have." At this point, a few pointed comments started to appear. "It's this segment. I came here from Twitter. What's this host's problem shading Ethan like that? What's going on? What are the people in front saying?" After the other guests had answered, when it was almost Ethan's turn, Vanessa said with a laugh, "Actually, this question should be easy for Ethan. For example, a coal stove or firewood, right? I'm sure none of the other guests here have those, haha." Ethan was propped on his chin, enjoying the witty comments from the viewers, when he suddenly felt the atmosphere beside him shift. He turned to see Caleb's face darken, his eyes glued to the screen. "Owner?" Ethan prompted. Caleb looked genuinely angry, his voice low and tight. "How can they say that about you? He wanted to turn off the comments. Freedom of speech had to be built on a foundation of respect for others. All this slander and defamation was being hurled at Ethan under the guise of freedom. Ethan nudged him, chuckling. It's the internet. It's always like this. On screen, the camera had turned to Ethan. He heard his own voice, light and breezy, say, "Actually, no. In recent years, with the push for environmental protection, we've switched to natural gas." The comments section, which had been a war zone moments before, instantly erupted in laughter. The production team had cleverly included Sophia's laugh and even gave her a close-up. Ethan continued, his expression serious. "After all, we have to support national policies. So, my house has a wind turbine." A smile tugged at the corner of Caleb's mouth. The anger that had been simmering inside him instantly extinguished. He reached out and ruffled Ethan's hair. "Smart boy." After that segment, the 5 guests moved to the main set. The stunning blue ocean theme was breathtaking. Caleb found himself imagining a future trip to the beach with Ethan. On screen, the popular young actress Faye was stomping her foot petulantly. Mark's suggestions were all shot down, and the comments started up again. "Faye is being way too dramatic, so annoying. My girl is a queen. Thank you very much. That sandy floor is hard to walk on." Then they saw Ethan offer her a few words of comfort before heading to a back room to find shoes for her. Caleb remarked, "I've noticed you're very considerate of the female guests. It is a gentleman's honor to take care of the ladies around him," Ethan declared. Caleb wasn't jealous. He thought it was a good quality. Then it's an owner's honor to take care of his little pet. But even with Ethan's noble declaration, when Caleb saw him emerge from the room holding a pair of flippers, he was profoundly shaken. He shot a skeptical glance at Ethan, trying to understand what his definition of taking care of really meant. The comments section was hysterical. Even the viewers who had just been complaining about Faye's attitude were now expressing their sympathy. "LMAO. What the hell? Flippers? Ha ha ha, just wear them. They're flat and they'll fit. OMG, women's flippers, they're still flippers. Ha ha ha, the Little Mermaid. The Frog Princess. So much for aristocratic temperament. Ha ha ha." I'm dead. Amidst the storm of laughter, the 5 guests arrived at the second room. The floor was covered in white feathers, and several large seashells were scattered about. Wendy and Mark were huddled together, studying the symbols on the wall. Their show's fans were in mourning. "OMG, I feel like I'm back in River's Edge," and their first meeting under the plum blossoms. Before the fans could get too emotional, the camera cut to Sophia's group. Ethan cupped his face and said, "The more beautiful something is, the more dangerous it is." The comments went numb. "I feel like I'm back on the day he became a national treasure." In the ensuing silence, Ethan slipped into one of the giant shells, which immediately began to close slowly. The guests' microphones picked up everything. Ethan, sitting in front of the laptop now, could clearly hear Sophia and Mark whispering, "That shell seems to be closing, and will it trap him inside?" The crucial part was that Sophia then turned and said with a perfectly straight face, "It's fine. Just sit in there a little longer." Ethan suddenly felt Caleb nudge him. He heard him ask, "Since when can hamsters be caged together?" Ethan collapsed into a fit of laughter, turning into a little hamster pancake. "No caging. No caging." On screen, a flipper poked Ethan back into the shell, and the seam finally closed completely. The remaining 4 guests split into 2 groups to search for clues. During the taping, Ethan had been telling jokes inside the shell the whole time. Now, seeing the outside world, he leaned in closer. The guests were all impressively intelligent. As he watched them solve one clue after another, he couldn't help but gasp in amazement. The comments were also filled with praise, with fans from each camp taking the opportunity to hype up their idols. With Ethan off-screen, Caleb's attention started to wander. He took a sip of water and then picked up a small pastry to feed his hamster. Ethan ate it right from his hand, his cheeks puffed out, crumbs dusting his mouth. Caleb reached out to wipe them away. Ethan quickly caught the crumbs, saying, "Your rug will get dirty." "It's fine if it gets dirty. I'll clean it later," Caleb said. Ethan just hummed in response but still held his shirt out to catch any falling bits. Caleb mentioned that the PR campaign would wrap up after the next episode aired. Ethan heard the unspoken meaning in his words and paused for a second. "I've thought about going home to visit, but..." He trailed off, his chewing stopped, and he started picking at his fingers. Caleb's heart clenched. Had Ethan still not gotten over that hurdle? He felt a wave of sympathy and placed a hand on his shoulder, trying to offer some strength. No matter what happened, the bond of family is never broken. Before Caleb could finish, the show's camera suddenly cut back to the inside of the giant shell. Ethan looked up at the screen. "Before this Thursday, I thought so too." Caleb was confused. On screen, his own mouth had slowly started to open. Ethan said with a complicated expression, "Now I'm not so sure. Like father, like son." The reverse was also true. Just as Ethan had predicted, his father and older brother had already witnessed this masterpiece. 3 days earlier, in the chairman's office at the Rong Corporation headquarters, Ronan Rong and his son, Julian Rong, sat solemnly at the desk, a laptop placed squarely between them. When a secretary came in to deliver some documents, she was so taken aback by the powerful, exclusionary aura in the room that she backed right out. Her heart pounded. Judging by the grave expressions on the two Mr. Rongs, the company must be facing a major upheaval. However, on the laptop screen, facing away from the door, was the hit show Treasure Quest. The first part of the show was relatively normal. Aside from Ronan's dark remark of a stove, when Vanessa made her jab at Ethan, the viewing experience was pleasant enough. Until the camera cut to the inside of the giant shell. Ethan was curled up in the small space. Perhaps it was the lighting and the filter, but his lips looked particularly red and soft. When he opened them slightly, he captured the audience's full attention. A comment slowly drifted across the screen. "I'm sorry, but I just want to suck on those lips." Ronan frowned. The next second, a gentle, melodic voice flowed from Ethan's mouth, the tone smooth and lyrical, like a summer breeze sweeping over the shore. "My dad is a big scallop, and I'm a little scallop." Hearing this, Ronan felt a strange sense of dissonance. Beside him, Julian froze for a second before his eyes lit up with mischievous glee, a mix of gossip-loving and drama-watching delight. But his amusement lasted less than 3 seconds before he heard Ethan continue. "Our scallop family lives in the big ocean, and we survive by eating mud." The comment section had caught on by now and started to tentatively appear on the screen. "Ha ha ha, what kind of divine scallop spirit is Ethan?" Shoo! Shoo! Stop commenting, what if Ethan's family sees this? Julian thought. They've already seen it, thanks. Beside him, Ronan's face had turned completely black. He scoffed. Not even an angel could protect him now. Ethan was still rambling on in the show. To eat the freshest mud, you have to wake up very early, to emerge from the sea and bathe in the first rays of the morning sun. Comment. Haha, I knew that phrasing sounded familiar. A bite of scallop? Julian swallowed hard, trying to lighten the mood. Dad, look, Ethan is quite ambitious, knowing to get up so early. Ronan sneered. Isn't it our scallop family that's ambitious? On screen, Ethan started plugging the 3 main sponsors, and the comments erupted with calls for the sponsor daddies to give him more money. Ronan grew even more displeased. Aren't those just the companies owned by his good-for-nothing friends? Dad, one of them is ours. As they talked, Ethan had reached the part about circulating the sand sack and breathing in and out. An overwhelming barrage of haha and almost completely obscured the screen. Ronan, unable to see Ethan's face, finally felt his mood improve slightly. He's been out playing for so long, and he doesn't even know to come home. And he has the nerve to make up this nonsense on the show. Julian quickly tried to soothe his irritable father. Ethan is busy with his career. He's still thinking of home. He even remembers to give the family a shout-out on the show. Even if the method is a bit unconventional, his heart is in the right place. Ronan slammed his hand on the table, making it shudder. What's good about it? All you do is defend him. You're the one who spoiled him. How is Ethan spoiled? Before Julian could finish, as if in response, Ethan's soft, clear voice came from the show. I am a big scallywag. He. Ethan, now temporarily blacklisted by his father and brother, was teetering on the throne his owner had built for him. He looked at the endless stream of haha in the comment section with a complicated expression. Among them were a few concerned comments from his true fans. I just want to know if Ethan will dare to go home after this episode airs. Caleb was also silent. After a long moment, he wrapped an arm around his little troublemaking hamster. If you knew this would happen, why did you do it? Ethan shook his head. You don't understand the pleasure of living in the moment. Caleb automatically filtered out the words, his thoughts drifting elsewhere. Ethan waited a few seconds for a response, then looked up to see his owner with a glazed, far-off expression. He paused. Owner. Caleb snapped back to reality and looked down at him. What is it? I think I just saw a rainbow of inappropriate thoughts in your eyes. Caleb ruffled Ethan's hair, smoothly changing the subject. Let's keep watching the show. On the show, the guests had worked together to solve the known clues and were now standing at the bottom of a steep slope, staring at each other. After Mark's failed attempt, Sophia was eager to try and prepared to charge up. Her fans in the comments were worried. Sophia, maybe you shouldn't. Sophia, this is a young person's game, don't do it. Ethan couldn't help but let out a short burst of laughter. The next thing he knew, Sophia shot off like a tiny electric grasshopper, and less than 5 seconds later, she was rolling back down like a wheel. Whoa! The audience barely had time to worry before the on-screen Ethan reacted with lightning speed, intercepting Sophia, and the two of them tumbled together out of the way. Comments. Are they okay? Oh my God, my Sophia and Ethan. It's okay, they didn't get hurt. Good thing Ethan was there to break her fall. OMG, thank you little bro for stopping our Sophia. Becoming a fan heart. Caleb's brow furrowed. Ethan caught it out of the corner of his eye and was about to go into damage control mode when he heard Caleb ask in a low voice, "Did it hurt?" Ethan's entire act froze mid-performance. He was stunned. Caleb hadn't said anything about sharing hamsters. He had asked if he was hurt. Ethan felt something crack open inside him, like a spring bud pushing through frozen ground. I didn't get hurt, he said, his eyelashes fluttering as his mind slowly thawed. A hamster's fur is very soft. Caleb chuckled and gave him a gentle rub. It is soft. But next time, remember to protect yourself first. Ethan obediently tilted his head, waiting for more rubs. Okay. Caleb wasn't entirely without jealousy. It was just that Ethan's fall had been so sudden that he hadn't had time for such petty emotions. His only thought had been for his hamster's safety. Now that he was relieved, a faint sourness began to surface. Especially when he saw Faye vividly describing the scene of Sophia and Ethan tangled together, and some comments saying Saphan is so cute. Caleb wished the second episode would air sooner. Just as he was stewing, he saw Ethan's face fill the screen on the laptop. A rap born of a desperate will to live poured out of him. Even as I fell, my mind was on protecting my fur. 'Cause I'm afraid one day my owner will show me the door. Comments. What's an owner? I'm intrigued. My gut tells me there's a story here, but I have no proof. Ethan ignored the comments and turned to Caleb, cupping his face to form a little flower. Owner, are you satisfied with what you've seen? Damn, Caleb thought, more than satisfied. He never expected Ethan to give him a shout-out like that on the show. So public yet so secret. All his jealousy vanished. Caleb tried to restrain himself, but he couldn't. He reached out, pulled Ethan into his arms, and gave him a thorough, affectionate rub-down. Ethan, feeling both comfortable and embarrassed, squirmed, trying to get free. Hey, what are you doing? Caleb held him down. This is your reward. A good petting. While navigating their increasingly ambiguous master-pet dynamic, they continued watching the show. In the next room, there was a scene where Ethan got soaked, and the shot of his waist and hips instantly elicited a chorus of howls from the comment section. Caleb's petting hand paused, and his Adam's apple bobbed. After passing through that room, the 5 guests had a discussion. The audience in the comment section also started making predictions. When the final 3 treasure chests were brought out, everyone placed their bets. Ethan's pun was, as usual, met with laughter, but there were also some discordant comments. Does he have to keep bringing up environmentalism? So awkward. That's such a stretch. Is he trying that hard to cover up his family background from the opening? However, when David announced that the engine was the wrong answer, both the guests and the comments section were momentarily stunned. A stream of question marks flooded the screen. The 5 guests were brought back to the main stage, and Vanessa announced the final answer with a cue card. Environmental awareness. Comments. WTF? Ethan was right? Who was just saying he was forcing the environmental theme? Does your face hurt? I just want to see how Vanessa hosts the rest of this eating melon. The camera didn't miss the fleeting look of embarrassment on Vanessa's face. As Ethan's clear, articulate voice declared, "We must be green. We must be eco-friendly. We must answer the nation's call." You could almost hear the sound of slaps echoing across Vanessa's face through the screen. Comments. This is so awkward. My toes are curling into the Earth's core. Who would have thought it was really environmentalism? That's a brutal clapback. My toes are pointing at my eyebrows from the cringe. If I hadn't seen the gossip on Twitter, I wouldn't have even realized she was shading him. I just thought it was a joke. And now he gets this vindication. If it turns out Ethan is actually a billionaire, this host will never be able to show her face on stage again. Haha, I love this story. So satisfying. But it's too dramatic, can only dream. Ethan, squatting obediently on his cushion, watched the comments, thinking, no, dreams are about to become reality. It was only 3 or 4 in the afternoon when they finished the show. They chatted in the room for a while longer, and Ethan enjoyed a rare celebrity-grade massage. After dinner, it was about time for him to leave. You're not staying the night? Caleb asked, a little disappointed. As he put on his shoes, Ethan said his goodbyes to Caleb and his father. Sharon is here to pick me up, and I have work tomorrow. All right then. I'll walk you down. Caleb went out with him. When they got to the garage, they saw Sharon's car waiting by the elevator. Sharon's expression was a little strange. Hi, Caleb. I'm here to take Ethan back. Okay. Drive safe, Caleb said. After Ethan got into the passenger seat, he stuck his head out the window and waved at Caleb. You should go back up, it's cold down here. Sharon quickly stepped on the gas. All right, get your head back in the car. The second episode of Treasure Quest hadn't even aired yet, but Ethan's popularity exploded again. The day before the episode's broadcast, a book blogger posted an article titled, "Should someone's family background be a topic of conversation?" Several other major bloggers immediately reposted it, expressing their opposition. The comments section quickly pointed out that a certain host not only made insinuations about someone's background, but also brought it up on a television program. Soon, trolls arrived with their keyboards at the ready. Is there a law against talking about someone's family background? If you're that sensitive, don't be a celebrity. Are you ashamed of your blue-collar family? The counterattack force quickly arrived on the scene. The law is the bare minimum. Morality is a higher standard. It's not illegal for a host to secretly step on others, but it violates professional ethics. All professions are equal. The person who makes assumptions about another's family is the one who is discriminatory. The debate in the comments didn't name names, but anyone who had seen Treasure Quest knew who they were talking about. The hashtag Ethan's family background climbed the trending charts through organic engagement in less than a day. This was Ethan's first time experiencing a full-blown internet firestorm. There were voices of support, but also some incredibly nasty comments. He scrolled through his phone, slurping spicy and sour noodles, sighing in amazement. Some netizens' imaginations were truly wild. Based on a single insinuation, they had mapped out his entire life story. The most spectacular story he read claimed that his father worked tirelessly from dawn to dusk to put food on the table, selling off the family's prized possessions just to scrape together a few $100s to send him to the city for an education. But he, the ungrateful son, dropped out of school to join a competition show, hoping to strike it rich. When his background was unintentionally revealed by the host, he flew into a rage, terrified that people would find out about his humble parents. The talented online troll even tagged Ethan at the end of the story. Living the glamorous life of a star, do you ever think of your parents back home? He stared at his phone, speechless for a long moment. Then he shook his head and extended a single finger, solemnly and majestically tapping the screen. I have decided. Among the thousands of trolls, you are the lucky one to receive my grace. Orion_Ethan V replied, "Don't call my brother a pig." The moment Ethan replied, the post exploded. The comment section turned into a sea of joyous laughter. One brilliant netizen even screenshotted 2 clips from Treasure Quest. One of Ethan looking in a mirror, and one of him doing his monologue in the seashell. The conclusion: your family is priceless. In an instant, the flame war was forcibly halted, replaced by a storm of memes and funny videos that took over the trending topics with lightning speed. Ethan put down his phone and continued to slurp his noodles in peace. This was how it should be: harmonious, cheerful, creating a healthy and positive online environment. It was in this bizarrely cheerful atmosphere that the second episode of Treasure Quest aired. Caleb had a last-minute work commitment and couldn't watch the show with Ethan. This episode was crucial for the big reveal, so Sharon instructed Ethan to watch it as soon as it aired and to cooperate with the PR team's response. At 6:30 p.m. on Thursday, Ethan sat alone on his small bed, laptop open. Filled with enthusiasm, he even set a photo of Caleb as his phone's wallpaper and propped it up next to his laptop. He clasped his hands together in a prayerful gesture. "Owner, your hamster is with you in spirit." Leo, holding a bag of chips, walked in and saw this strange scene. His brain froze for 5 seconds before he cautiously asked, "What are you doing?" Ethan scooted over to make room for Leo on the bed. "Cloud sharing with Caleb. Want to join?" Leo sat down with a complicated expression, glancing at the photo of Caleb on the phone, which only showed his upper body. "Aren't you two on good terms?" Ethan gently stroked the phone case as if it were Caleb's head. We are. That's why I'm always thinking of him. Leo muttered, he's so lucky. As they bantered, the show began. The massive logo slid across the screen, followed by the profile cards of this episode's guests. Sophia, Ethan, a guest named Chloe, and Mark, one after another. The last one was still a silhouette. Comments. That's it? That's it? Who the hell is the mysterious guest C? Leo turned to him. It's Caleb, right? Ethan wiggled his phone, making the Caleb on the screen nod. After the guest introductions, it was time for the opening Q&A. As the camera panned across the line of guests, Caleb's face appeared on screen, and the online audience collectively lost their minds. I'm screaming. It's really Caleb. Slams table, it's him. I came here just for him. My bet paid off. Caleb? WTF, isn't he a movie star? His movies are great, but I dunno about his variety show skills. Caleb's variety show debut. I swear I'm watching Treasure Quest for life. Ethan didn't forget to turn his phone towards the laptop screen. Behold your magnificent kingdom. Leo finally couldn't take it anymore. Ethan, this is a little weird. Ethan was unfazed. But my intentions are good. The host for this episode had been replaced. Some viewers noticed and expressed their satisfaction. Finally, a new host. And it's the host from Star Maker. I love him. The guests took turns naming their favorite desserts, and a corresponding list of desserts scrolled by in the comments. When it was Caleb's turn, he said, Milfy. The comments section instantly erupted in screams. Then they heard Caleb add, it was a gift from Ethan. Leo shot up from the bed. Holy crap, that Milfy from the other day was really for Caleb? At the time, Ethan hadn't thought much of it. But now, seeing the comments and hearing Leo's exclamation, he felt an inexplicable wave of guilt. A teacher's kindness is hard to forget. He then held a chip up to his phone screen, an offering for Master Caleb. Leo gave him a meaningful look. You realize tomorrow's top trending topic is going to be Caleb Ethan Milfy, right? Ethan paused for 2 seconds, then shook his head. Not necessarily, because there's something even more explosive coming. Before Leo could ask, the on-screen Ethan began to expose himself. Of course, I made it myself. I studied abroad before. The comments section exploded once again. Leo, sitting in front of the laptop, was so shocked he dropped his chips. Why did you decide to reveal everything? While enjoying the fireworks display of netizen reactions, Ethan explained, if a misunderstanding isn't cleared up, the rumors will just get worse. It's better to reveal it yourself early on to stop the damage. If someone else exposes it later, it becomes a scandal. Leo wasn't stupid. With a little thought, he understood the strategy behind the recent social media topics. So first, you let the humble background become a point of attack for the trolls, and then you turn what could have been a scandal into a satisfying plot twist? Ethan nodded. That's Sharon's PR strategy. The same event can be perceived differently depending on the angle. He paused, then sighed dramatically. I really have to thank Vanessa for setting this all up. She paved the way for me. A gift from 1,000 miles away. The sentiment is heavy even if the gift is light. Leo froze for a second, then covered his ears. Even as a bystander, he felt a pang of pity for Vanessa. On the show, the guests had entered the set. Ethan was pulling a long, thin strand of melted cheese from a piece of pork belly. The camera didn't miss Sophia's "I'm so done with you" expression. Amidst the laughter, Caleb was seen secretly pulling Ethan aside and whispering, "This piece is good." Leo was shocked. Caleb is like that? He wasn't the only one. The general public was just as surprised. A flood of? Scrolled across the screen. interspersed with cries of "Caleb, you're breaking character." Ethan was confused. What's Caleb's character? He's always been like this. Leo was at a loss for words. Think back to the Caleb you met on the first day of auditions. Ethan thought for half a second, then commented his butt wasn't perky enough. Leo was speechless. He glanced at the solemn-faced Caleb on Ethan's phone screen, and a single phrase flashed through his mind. Caleb is watching you. In the show, Ethan had become Caleb's personal hype man and joke feeder. The comments section was now completely captivated. Watching from a third-person perspective, Ethan, who hadn't felt it during filming, suddenly thought, they actually looked kind of good together? What the hell? 2 seconds later, he snapped back to reality. What was he thinking? They were master and pet. What was there to ship? By the time the clue for the first door was solved, and Caleb was pulling a long string of drool from Ethan's mouth with a piece of pork belly, the comments section went completely silent, as if it had been wiped clean. It wasn't until half a minute later, when the scene changed and the guests moved to the next room, that the comments slowly started to reappear. After that shocking scene, Ethan's later claims of "I'm a top and I heard my family has a stove" seemed rather tame. Vanessa, unsurprisingly, was brought up again for another round of public humiliation. The joyful atmosphere continued until Caleb pulled 2 earbuds from behind his back. "Sophia, the show has a pretty big budget, huh? Wireless earbuds." "Caleb, I unintentionally made them wireless." The production team mischievously played a reverse clip of Caleb yanking the cord and snapping the earbuds. The comments section was howling with laughter. Who said our Caleb has no variety show sense? The final segment, where the entire set went dark, was also dramatically edited by the production team. Besides the usual jokes about Sophia's clumsiness, viewers also noticed that in the night vision footage, Caleb was practically glued to Ethan the entire time. Leo was expressionless. "You two, can you tone it down a bit on the show?" Ethan was silent. He thought about all of Caleb's rubbing and petting and really wanted to tell Leo that this was the toned-down version. At the end of the show, the final answer was revealed, and the 5 guests returned to the stage for an interview. When the topic of family came up again, Ethan's words became the focus of the entire segment. He opened his mouth, and beautiful English flowed from his lips. "Ever since I took human form, I've never returned to my scallop home. My scallop father, my most beloved big scallop. I will polish him until he's sparkling and bright, filling the room with light." Leo nearly sprayed a mouthful of chewed-up chips onto the laptop screen. "Does your family watch the show?" Ethan closed his laptop and swiped away the picture of Caleb from his phone screen, looking like a carefree fool. "I don't know, but at least in that moment I was happy." Leo was speechless. The moment the show ended, the hashtag Ethan's family background shot back up the trending list. Part of it was organic, part of it was a push from Sharon's PR team. Several entertainment bloggers posted one after another. In the latest episode of Treasure Quest, Ethan seems to have revealed his true family background. Treasure Quest, not a farmer's son, but a student who studied abroad. Rookie star Ethan's background takes a shocking turn. Ethan V, the second episode of Treasure Quest, was likely filmed a week ago. Yesterday's firestorm hadn't even died down. Isn't this clapback a little too fast? Treasure Quest, Ethan's family background. Many viewers had just finished the show and excitedly logged onto social media to catch up on the gossip, only to be greeted by these related topics. The buzz snowballed, growing larger and larger. In an instant, fans, casual viewers, and trolls all flooded the hashtag, launching into an epic debate. "I'm so excited for a plot twist. Honestly, making fun of someone's family background is so low. If it turns out Ethan's family isn't poor, damn, that's awesome. I feel like my life has peaked. Even if he's not from a super rich family, being able to study abroad means he's at least middle class, right? Oh please. He gets called out yesterday, and today he's trying to spin this study abroad narrative to clean up his image? Show us the proof of your degree. Let's see some receipts. Orion_Ethan v. Ethan always looked pretty classy except for the cheese-pulling moment. I always thought the rumors about his family being poor were fake. In the midst of the chaos, yesterday's brilliant pig farmer post was dug up again, and people started retweeting it. This story isn't quite right. It should be that his dad sold a pig farm to send Ethan to study abroad. Doge. The internet is going crazy. Is Ethan's brother going to come out and claim his treasure of a little brother? Waiting for the pearl brother innocent. My family is pretty rich. If no one claims Ethan, I'll take him. Giggle. Ethan stared at his phone with a complicated expression. He did have a student ID, but it was at home. As for asking Julian to claim him, Ethan carefully recalled all the added value he had brought to his family recently. Probably not a good idea. Sharon was messaging him on another app. Send a picture of your student ID now. First wave of the reversal. Ethan was silent for a long moment, then sent a message to Julian. Ethan. My dearest brother, home from work at last. You must be so tired after a long day, brother. Brother, please sit down and have a cup of tea. Julian. What trouble did you get into now? Ethan was speechless. So much for brotherly love. Ethan. Someone is questioning my noble bloodline. Quick, take a picture of my student ID and send it to me. Julian. Got it. After sending the message, Ethan lay on his bed, waiting for a reply. 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes passed, with no activity in the chat window. Ethan frowned, just about to ask his brother if he had flown abroad to get the ID himself, when a message from Sharon popped up. Sharon, I was planning for a gradual reveal, but I didn't expect you to drop a royal flush right at the start. A small question mark slowly appeared above Ethan's head. After half a minute of contemplation, he quickly logged onto social media. He saw that under his own reply to the pig farmer post, a verified Gold V account had unexpectedly appeared. Roancorp_Julian V replied, "You're the only pig in the family." Social media instantly exploded. Holy crap. Ethan almost jumped off his bed. So that's what his brothers got it meant. What kind of proactive genius was Julian? The wind-powered swing in his backyard paled in comparison. The Ethan's family background hashtag, which had been ranked 8th, shot up to 5th place in less than 10 minutes and was still climbing. The replies under Julian's comment were instantly flooded with the screams and celebratory screenshots of gossip-loving netizens. OMG, is this his actual brother? The legendary Pearl brother. Julian Roan. Ethan Roan. Holy crap. Holy crap. This is the real deal, priceless. I'm bowing. I'm literally bowing. I'm losing my mind. I had my mom slap me twice just to make sure I wasn't hallucinating. Ethan's family is mega rich. Shocked, just checked his profile, then quietly came back and bowed to my phone. May the god of wealth bless me. I'm an Ethan fan. Roancorp. Their development on Swan Island in Sea City, normal people can't even buy property there. The owners are all either rich or powerful. Taking a picture with a legend peace sign to the prophets of the past. I kneel before you kowtow, so, to the trolls, does your face hurt? I don't even want to tag them all, my secondhand embarrassment is acting up. I'm different, I don't have that problem. Vanessa V. The topic continued to climb the charts, finally stopping at number 3 on the trending list. Ethan's family background exploding dominated the social media landscape. Everyone, whether they had heard of Ethan before or not, was now flocking to the hashtag to get in on the gossip. A few dedicated netizens quickly compiled a timeline of the events and posted it. The post got over 1,000 retweets in less than 20 minutes. Amidst the resounding sound of faces being slapped across the internet, besides the gleeful cries of satisfying, from the onlookers, some of the ridiculed trolls were still fighting for their lives. So what if your family is rich? Didn't you say you studied abroad? Where's the proof of your degree? You said you dropped out during the auditions. So you're just a rich kid who couldn't even make it through college. With this, the trolls latched onto a new lifeline, once again uniting to tag Ethan and demand proof, or else he was just a spoiled brat. Before Ethan could even ask Julian for his student ID, his fully automated brother had already posted again. Roncorp_Julian V. Pork quarantine certificate image. The first image was Ethan's student ID, clearly showing the crest of a prestigious university in the UK. The second image was the school's approved leave of absence application, stating that they would hold Ethan's spot until he completed his studies. The comments section immediately livened up again. Haha, pork quarantine certificate. Like brother. Whoa, that university. You not only have to be rich but also smart to get in. Leave of absence is not the same as dropping out. Trolls, are you seeing this clearly? Ethan is a boss. Why do you guys keep asking for receipts? Wasn't one clapback enough? Dumbledore_shakes_head. GIF Ethan. Your brother is shading you. Orion_Ethan V. I'm laughing. The people who said Ethan was ashamed of his family. With this family, who would be ashamed? Ethan held his phone, feeling the world spin. Julian's royal flush had blown him away too. He had wanted a gradual reveal. Looking at the rapidly increasing follower count on Julian's profile and the ever-growing engagement on his post, Ethan briefly wondered who the real celebrity was. And so many of his own fans were liking the post where Julian called him a pig. Ethan buried his face in his pillow and pounded the bed. You're cheating on me. I have proof. He quickly went to Julian's post to engage in some brotherly sparring. Orion_Ethan V. 6 years ago, you had a similar certificate. The comments section was hysterical. Netizens never expected a dramatic clapback saga to turn into a comedy routine. The buzz on social media naturally didn't escape the notice of the Orion members and Ethan's former roommates. Both group chats exploded, with everyone simultaneously calling out Ethan for being so secretive and planning where he should treat them to a meal. Daniel couldn't help but lament his own blindness. On their first day living together, Ethan had clearly said he wasn't that miserable. He was more familiar with the entertainment industry than the other members. After the initial shock, he quickly calmed down. While everyone else was bombarding Ethan, he reposted Julian's post with the caption, "The strange rumors can finally stop." Daniel had a considerable number of followers, and his repost instantly spread the news. Fans flocked to get the scoop. Danny is speaking up. What does this mean? Did the Orion members know about Ethan's background all along? Haha, I can feel Danny's endless stress as the group leader. Danny. This generation of kids is so hard to manage. So Ethan wasn't intentionally hiding his identity. After Daniel's repost, the others caught on and joined in to help clarify. Orion_LOV. I knew about Ethan studying abroad for a while now. He's just low-key and didn't want to talk about it. Orion_LOV. Ethan tried to clear up the rumors with us more than once, but I never believed him. Lying down, even Spencer and Pete, who were far away, posted in support. Spencer__White V. Of course, my personal egg peeler is priceless. Pete P. Ethan never said his family was struggling. Orion_Ethan V. Dude, next time you're treating me to dinner, I want the expensive stuff giggle. The clear show of support from his friends was a sight to behold for the online audience. who couldn't help but marvel at Ethan's good relationships. He was practically the group's darling. While Ethan was busy being sweet in the group chats, thanking his brothers, he was also enjoying the ultimate satisfaction of the clapback on social media. Suddenly, his eyes narrowed. Amidst the vast crowd of onlookers, he spotted a familiar, meddling face. Connor V. Haha, what a show. What a show clapping / Roan Corpus Sterling V. Pork quarantine certificate image Ethan was speechless. Did Connor live on social media? Some sharp-eyed fans also noticed that this second-generation star seemed to always be involved in Ethan's drama. Taking advantage of the heated atmosphere, netizens started to gossip. Why is Connor so interested in Ethan? All his recent posts are about him. Is Ethan's drama just that juicy and sweet? Haha. Admit it, Connor, you're an Ethan fan. The second episode of Treasure Quest had just ended. A group of Caleb-Ethan shippers hadn't even had a chance to celebrate before the news of Ethan's family background overshadowed everything. Now, seeing an opportunity, they all emerged. Connor, tell us, did someone put you up to this? Reminds me of a certain post of Connor's that got liked. I think I'm onto something. The person above me is clearly one of us. Ethan was caught off guard by his own ship's gossip and was momentarily thrown for a loop. The worst part was that the netizen speculations were dangerously close to the truth. Just as he was about to exit Connor's profile with mixed feelings, a message from the man himself popped up on his screen. Caleb, just finished work. The second episode aired, right? Let's follow each other. Ethan was instantly horrified. No, owner, now is not a good time. Before he could stop the oblivious Caleb, he saw a new verified account pop up in his follower list. Caleb, a man of action, had followed him in a split second. Ethan was silent for 2 seconds, then extended a single finger and, with a heavy heart, tapped the follow back button. Caleb and Ethan followed each other almost simultaneously, causing another explosion on social media among the MILFI fans who weren't even part of the initial drama. The hashtag CalebEthanMilFi started trending, and clips of their interactions on Treasure Quest were aired and shared by fans. The two topics gained traction in tandem. Ethan stared at the shippers who were popping up like mushrooms after a rain, secretly celebrating with a complicated expression. He couldn't understand how things had developed this way. Just then, a second message from Sharon came in. Sharon, I've been an agent for many years, and this is the first time I've had to deal with 2 royal flushes back-to-back. Ethan was speechless. He was innocent. Ethan, Caleb was the one cheating. The online buzz continued for several days. Ethan's follower count skyrocketed, surpassing Daniel's to become the most followed member of Orion. An increase in popularity meant more job opportunities. Sharon secured an endorsement deal for Ethan with a sweater brand, with the shoot scheduled for Wednesday. But before that, there was another Treasure Quest taping on Monday. With Ethan's family background exposed, Sophia and Caleb's attitudes towards him didn't change. But one of the new guests, a young starlet fresh off a TV drama, called him Mr. Ethan. Ethan's hair stood on end. Just call me Ethan. When no one else was around, Caleb pulled Ethan aside and whispered, Mr. Ethan, why so modest? They were standing in a corner with Caleb's back to the room. His tall frame almost completely shielded Ethan from view, trapping him in front of him. Being called that made Ethan's heart race. He pushed Caleb away slightly. Mr. Vance, are you making fun of your own hamster? Are you planning to make hamster hot pot? Caleb laughed and took a half step back. I caught up on the last episode. Ethan mumbled an "oh," feeling guilty, wondering if Caleb had seen all the crazy shipping comments. David was already calling them to get ready to go on stage. Ethan turned and called out to Caleb, "Let's go, Mr. Vance." Caleb obediently followed him. Just as Ethan thought the topic was closed, Caleb suddenly said, "Did you see they made a ship for us?" Ethan nearly choked on his own saliva. "It's all just for fun, right?" Caleb hummed non-committally. "But I don't like the ship name." Ethan wanted to knock some sense into his owner's head. Following each other was one thing, but was he going to personally name the ship too? "You. Oh, by the way, I just went to David's dressing room and accidentally saw the script." Ethan instantly forgot about the previous topic. He didn't care about ships anymore. He squeezed up against Caleb. "Did you see the clues and the answer?" "No, just the story outline." Ethan slunk back down. Caleb looked at his pragmatic hamster with amusement and wrapped an arm around him to pull him back. "This episode is going to be intense. Wait until I come up with a good ship name." Held captive by Caleb, Ethan was instantly filled with a vague sense of dread. What kind of intense? And what did that have to do with a ship name? Among the new guests for this episode were the young starlet, Kenzie, who had called Ethan Mr. Ethan, and a female athlete, Hannah. After a quick touch-up, they went on stage. As he walked on, Ethan was discussing with Sophia. Last week's icebreaker was about desserts, so the theme was food. "Do you think there's a connection this week too?" Sophia said, "It's only been one episode, it could be a coincidence. We should wait until this week's episode is over." Before she could finish, a figure silently appeared between her and Ethan. Caleb popped his head out from nowhere. "What are you talking about?" For a moment, Ethan saw a flash of a great white goose in Caleb. Sophia tactfully stepped aside. Ethan was saying he wonders if the opening icebreaker is related to the theme. Caleb looked at Ethan and ruffled his hair. "So smart." Ethan, knowing Caleb had seen the script, excitedly leaned in. "Was I right?" Caleb replied, "No." Ethan's smile vanished. "Then why did you say I was smart?" Caleb smoothly continued to stroke his hair. "Your smartness is unconditional." Ethan was instantly placated, humming contentedly. "Well, that goes without saying." Sophia pressed her lips together and silently turned away. She had no idea how to respond to that. On stage, the host welcomed the guests. Once everyone was in place, he said with a smile, "This week, we're going to ask our guests what you usually do at home during a power outage." Ethan frowned. Was this week's theme energy conservation? Sophia, as usual, went first. She took the microphone and said, "It's not really a problem during the day. If it's at night and it's time for bed, I'll just use a flashlight to get ready and go to sleep. If it's a little earlier, I'll make myself a candlelight dinner." The host praised her. "Sophia, you're so romantic." Sophia said wistfully, "At my age, if I'm not romantic, what else is there?" Everyone laughed. Next was the female athlete, Hannah. She even flexed her bicep. "Work out. Stretching, push-ups, you can do those even without power." The host's eyes widened. "Push-ups in the dark?" Hannah, with a hint of evangelism, said, "It sounds a bit strange, but it's totally doable. You should try it." The host wiped his brow. "Okay, I'll try. Try it and die." After successfully intimidating the host, he quickly turned the microphone to Caleb. "Caleb, what about you? What do you do during a power outage?" Caleb was methodical. "Call the building management." Everyone was speechless. So practical. The host, not wanting the segment to fall flat, pressed on. "What if the management says the power won't be back on for a while?" Caleb replied, "Wait quietly." Even though the studio was warm, a cold wind seemed to sweep through the room, taking the joy with it and leaving only silence. In the brief quiet, Ethan was the first to snap out of it, remembering his duty as a good little pet. He popped his head out to warm up the atmosphere for his owner. I'm pretty much the same as Caleb. The host quickly jumped on the opportunity. Pretty much the same? What's the difference? Ethan replied, the difference is that my house has a big, wind-powered windmill. Everyone choked. 2 episodes later, the return of wind power had a completely different impact. After the last guest, Kenzie, had spoken, the 5 guests prepared to enter the set. Ethan was still a little nervous. What kind of intense was Caleb talking about? As he thought this, he glanced at Caleb. To his horror, he saw that Caleb's usually calm face had a hint of eager anticipation. The 5 of them entered the set to find themselves in a room with completely white walls. There were no props at all. Ethan, ever mindful of the principle that abnormality signifies trouble, cautiously looked around. Sophia saw Ethan practically hiding behind Caleb and couldn't help but laugh. Ethan, what are you doing? Don't laugh. Something's wrong, Ethan said, his eyes filled with caution. Just as Sophia was about to pull him out and ask what was wrong, the large door behind them, which had been left open, slammed shut with a loud bang. The room was plunged into complete darkness. Ethan jumped, and before he could even reach for his owner, he felt a cold breeze brush past his ear. He could faintly hear heavy footsteps, thump, thump, approaching from the front. The goosebumps on Ethan's arms rose instantly, his pupils dilating. Holy crap, this really is intense. The recording for this episode went on for over an hour longer than usual. The main reason was that it was almost entirely dark, with only a few rooms having faint wall lamps that cast a dim glow. The guests spent a full hour just jumping at shadows. Because the difficulty of movement was increased, the clues and answers were relatively simple. It wasn't until Ethan had dragged Caleb down with him for the 5th time that he finally understood the meaning of the opening icebreaker question. To hell with power outages. This had nothing to do with energy conservation. This week's theme was horror. Fortunately, David, the director, still remembered the show's positive energy mandate and arranged for a very heartwarming ending, which managed to soothe the guests' traumatized souls. Although there were some scary moments, the recording went smoothly overall. The only problem came during the final reflection segment. Ethan never expected Caleb to actually come up with a ship name, and worse, he had been so caught up in the moment that he had played along with it. By the time the entire show had finished recording and Sharon came to pick Ethan up, she found him with his head down, looking conflicted. And behind him was a guilty-looking Caleb, with "How do I fix this" written all over his face. Sharon's heart dropped. Ethan, did the recording go well? Ethan looked up, avoiding her gaze, and rubbed his nose. It was fine. Sharon looked at him suspiciously, then turned to Caleb. And you, Caleb? Caleb said in a small voice it was fine. Before Sharon could be surprised by this side of Caleb, she saw her own client, Ethan, whip his head around and stare at Caleb with piercing eyes. Caleb had a very fine time. Caleb pressed his lips together and tugged at his sleeve. I was wrong. Seeing his good attitude, Ethan softened a little. Wrong about what? Caleb replied, I was a little too obvious. I'll be more subtle next time. The more Sharon watched, the more she felt something was off. Why did these two look like a couple caught by the paparazzi? What was too obvious? Caleb fell silent. Ethan told Sharon it's nothing, not a big deal. I'll tell you in the car. He then glanced at Caleb. I'm leaving now. Drive safe, Caleb said quickly. Sharon's sense of déjà vu intensified. Once they were in the car and she had started the engine, she said, all right, spill. What happened? Ethan had plenty of confidence when facing the culprit, Caleb. But now, alone with Sharon, he felt a little guilty. He tried to buy some time. It's a long story. Sharon, a seasoned veteran, saw right through him. Then make it short. Ethan confessed after the last episode aired. Some people started shipping me and Caleb, right? At the mention of this, Sharon's face lit up with admiration. Of course, I still remember the double royal flush. Ethan choked, then buried his face in his hands, shrinking into the passenger seat. They were calling us Kale then, and it sounded too generic. Caleb didn't like it. Sharon's hand slipped, and the horn blared, a sound that perfectly matched the scream in her mind. You two aren't even trying to be discreet, and you have the audacity to be picky about your ship name. Ethan defended Caleb. Caleb is a perfectionist. He just explained it to me. This is his first ship, so he can't be careless about it. This sentence was so full of things to unpack that Sharon didn't even know where to begin her tirade. Ethan continued, so he came up with one himself. Don't worry, it's pretty good. It makes us sound very cultured. And the process of naming it wasn't too direct, just a little suggestive. Sharon was speechless. It was the first time she had ever seen a celebrity personally suggest and push for a new ship name. This wasn't a matter of being cultured or not. She couldn't help but ask, do you even know what a ship is? It's just a pairing, right? Lots of people have ships online. During the competition show, I was in like 7 or 8 different ships. Adding Caleb to the mix doesn't make much of a difference. Don't worry, Sharon. Ethan believed that shipping was just for fun, a way for people to enjoy a particular dynamic. It wasn't real. He had been in 7 or 8 ships, and it wasn't like he was actually dating 8 people. So when he heard that Caleb had only ever been shipped with him, he felt a strange sense of guilt, as if he were a promiscuous hamster. He decided to just indulge Caleb's pride. But Sharon was not calm at all. She knew that what Ethan said was technically true. Shipping and real-life romance were different. There were many ships online where both parties had their own partners in real life. People just enjoyed the dynamic within their own fan communities, without projecting it onto the actual celebrities. Many in the industry even used shipping as a promotional tool to generate buzz for themselves or their projects. It didn't affect their personal lives. But Ethan and Caleb's situation felt different. Sharon had a nagging feeling that there was something real between them, especially Caleb. She had never seen him be so clingy with anyone before. Ethan, let me ask you, are you and Caleb dating? With a thud, Ethan's head hit the car window. His eyes were wide. No. Sharon frowned. Really? Don't lie to me. If you are really dating, you have to tell me so I can prepare the PR. Especially with a celebrity of Caleb's level. If a relationship gets exposed, it will shake the entire entertainment industry. Ethan rubbed his head, his face feeling a little hot. Dating Caleb? What kind of hypothetical was that? We're not. Caleb just treats me like a kid. Sharon glanced at him. Better be. Otherwise, she was going to kill Rick. The sweater endorsement shoot on Wednesday was in the next city over. When Sharon dropped Ethan off, his face was pale from the car ride. The brand representatives and the photographer were happy to see him. Oh, his skin is so fair. He'll look great wearing the sweaters without a shirt underneath. Ethan's head was still spinning. He mumbled, I'd look good without the sweater too. The brand representatives and the photographer were horrified. Sharon quickly stepped in. It was a long drive. He fell asleep and is still a bit groggy. She then ruffled Ethan's hair, as if flipping a switch to turn off sleep mode. Time for work. The sensation on his scalp instantly woke Ethan up. He looked around in a daze. What just happened? Sharon said gently, You were dreaming and talking in your sleep. Ethan immediately lowered his head and gave the brand representatives and photographer a shy smile. Sorry about that. The G-brand sweaters were made of high-quality material and had a stylish, generous cut that looked very sophisticated. The stylist chose an oversized, low-necked sweater for Ethan and applied some light makeup, revealing his collarbones. The indigo blue of the sweater looked like warm jade under the lights. Yes, lie down, turn your face a little, look at the camera. The photographer directed Ethan while having an assistant lift the hem of his sweater. I've seen your waist, the curve is beautiful. Is it okay if we show a little? Not too much, just the lower back. No problem, Ethan said. As a guy, showing a little waist was nothing, especially for a legitimate work reason. Sharon watched as the sweater was loosely draped over Ethan's lower back, the tight jeans accentuating the curve of his hips. Ethan was lying on the rug, his upper body propped up slightly. The S-curve of his back, with the dip at his waist, made one instinctively want to place a hand there. Sharon couldn't help but think that Ethan could easily attract a large number of fans with his looks alone. It was just a shame that his mouth was always running, setting him on the path of a comedian from his very first step into the entertainment industry. This set is almost done. Let's switch to this yellow one. Makeup artist, please give him a new look. The second sweater was a thin, canary yellow cardigan that made him look very young and fresh. Ethan was already fair, and his features were delicate, with only his naturally red lips adding a splash of color. With the light-colored clothes, the makeup artist enhanced his features, adding a few light feathers along his eyeliner at the corner of his eyes. When he turned his head, the long line of his neck disappeared into the collar of the sweater. The photographer praised him as he shot, so ethereal, like a swan reflected on the surface of a lake. While cooperating with the poses, Ethan secretly sighed. First a domestic animal, now a wild fowl. When would he ever get to be a human? The shoot went smoothly. Afterwards, everyone had a meal together, and then Sharon drove him back. The photos will be officially released after their ed. I'll help you with the social media posts. You did great today. This set of photos will definitely gain you a lot of new fans. Okay, thanks, Sharon. After saying goodbye to Sharon, Ethan went back to his apartment to rest. He was feeling a little sick after several hours in the car. The next day was Thursday. Caleb called in the morning to ask if Ethan wanted to watch the show together. Thinking about the eventful recording of this episode, Ethan's initial yes turned into a no on his tongue. I have practice, I can't. Caleb's voice sounded disappointed. I wanted to witness the birth of our ship name with my cub. Ethan's gaze was heavy. We already witnessed its birth together. Caleb, perhaps too giddy with happiness, didn't catch the underlying meaning in his words and was comforted. That's true. He then added with great care, this is the fruit of our joint creation, like a little baby. We not only have to ensure its smooth birth, but also pay attention to its subsequent growth. Ethan was silent. How else did Caleb want this ship to grow? After they hung up, Ethan stared at his dark phone screen, lost in thought. His own pie chart-like expression was reflected on the screen. 50% confusion, 30% conflict, and 20% anticipation. Suddenly, Ethan's eyes widened. Wait, where did that 20% anticipation come from? The day passed quickly, and 6:30 p.m. inevitably arrived. Ethan sat on his bed, opened his laptop, and pulled up Treasure Quest. As soon as the show's logo appeared on the screen, he saw comments from various fan groups. Among them were even some shippers, cheerfully calling for their ship to have a strong showing. Ethan stared at those lively comments, thinking, you guys better hold off. This ship is about to get a makeover from the man himself. The show started with the opening icebreaker, which ended amidst the netizens' cheerful complaints. The 5 guests then moved on to the main game. On screen, Ethan was shrunk behind Caleb, peeking out cautiously, looking very sneaky. In contrast, Caleb looked calm and composed. Just then, the night vision camera on the screen switched on. Kenzie immediately shrank into a corner, hugging herself. Hannah, though physically strong, was not brave. She instantly grabbed the still clueless Sophia, holding her arm tightly as if she were carrying a grocery basket. Ethan froze for a few seconds, then grabbed the back of Caleb's shirt and started jumping from side to side, trying to dodge some unknown danger while also launching a sonic attack against his fear. "Don't come over, Caleb was caught off guard and almost spun out like a shot put. The online audience once again laughed without mercy. Haha, Caleb was forced to do a tap dance on the spot. The tap dance comment is killing me. Ethan is a true genius. He can even make Caleb's vibe as comedic as his own. Ethan, sitting in front of his laptop, stared at the comments, his eyes dark. No, you bunch of little devils with your God's eye view. You have no idea of our terror and helplessness in the dark. Just then, a white figure suddenly dropped from the ceiling, its long hair trailing as it danced in the dark, empty room. The netizens were startled at first, then realized it was a prop. Holy crap! I almost closed my laptop. Even if it's a prop, it's still pretty scary. Comment shield, comment shield, comment shield, comment shield. The white figure began to move along a nylon wire on the ceiling. The thump-thump of footsteps that had been playing in the room grew closer, then suddenly stopped. The guests quickly noticed the new member's arrival, setting off a new wave of panic in the small room. To avoid the new member, Ethan practically squeezed Caleb against the wall. Caleb remained relatively calm, pulling him into the crook of his arm and whispering, "Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. There's no one else in the room but us." This only made Ethan more terrified, the whites of his eyes widening. "Then that means there's a ghost." The amused online audience laughed while taking screenshots for memes. As the group of people bumped into each other in a chaotic mess, the white figure suddenly stopped moving, and a woman's voice echoed in the room. "My love, you finally returned." There was no answer, only the sound of footsteps starting again. The woman's voice continued, "I knew you were coming back, so I warmed up some wine and food for you. I'll bring it to you now." Then came the sounds of setting bowls and chopsticks, pouring wine, and pulling out a chair. When Ethan heard the sound of eating, his fear vanished in an instant. He broke free from Caleb's embrace and looked around. "There's food?" The online audience collectively started shipping them. Ethan, in front of his computer, was so shocked his double chin disappeared. How did they get from that to shipping? In the video, the first clue had been released. The ghostly female voice softly recited, "1 candle, 2 points of light, a pair of shadows. 3 cups, for ounces of wine, burning the throat as it goes down." As she finished speaking, several lines of a poem appeared on the wall. The faint light from the electronic screen illuminated the room, and the guests could finally make out their surroundings. The lines of the poem all contained numbers. Following the sequence of 1, 2, 3, 4, everyone easily identified the 2 lines containing 5 and 6. At the 5th watch, the water clock drips, "Open the window to the sun. 6 years of study, yet my love has not returned." The guests studied it for a long time before finally noticing a small compass icon at the top of the screen. Sophia said, "This is all we have to go on for now. We need to find a way to get to the next room." Kenzie said, "But I didn't see a door anywhere." Ethan replied, "There must be a hidden door." This line was singled out for a reason. It must be a pointer. Comments. Ethan looks so serious when he talks. It's like he's been possessed by Caleb. Haha. Possessed. What are you thinking? But Ethan's reasoning was correct. The clue was in the words, "Open the window to the sun." The fifth watch was in the early morning, so to the sun meant facing the rising sun in the east. Although a door and a window were different, the word open was enough to convey the meaning of opening. And when compared with the compass icon on the screen, the direction of the exit was obvious. The five of them pushed on the east wall together. They must have triggered a mechanism somewhere, because the entire wall rumbled and retreated a few meters before sinking into a crack in the floor. The second room was also pitch black, but under the night vision camera, it was clear that the set was a ferry dock. The guests in the room couldn't see, and could only rely on the sounds of a boatman rowing and the wind rustling through the reeds to guess their surroundings. A conversation between a woman and a boatman began, interspersed with the sound of gongs and drums and the approaching sound of horse hooves. Then, it abruptly stopped, leaving only the sound of the river flowing. Comments. Did you guys notice? The footsteps from before are gone, and now the horse hooves are gone. This is getting a little creepy. I know the answer. The only way to travel in this land is by floating. In the show, the five guests also noticed this. Kenzie had been trembling ever since the room went dark. Could this be a horror theme? Sophia said it's a possibility but not a high one. Let's try to think of non-supernatural explanations first. Ethan offered his brilliant insight. Maybe she has intermittent hearing loss. Caleb, who had been standing close to him, reached out and ruffled his hair. A very avant-garde theory. He seemed completely unaware that his praise was dripping with sarcasm, and even tried to attribute the brilliance to his hamster. Your idea gave me one of my own. What is it? Ethan asked. Maybe it's auditory hallucinations. With that, the comment section had a collective epiphany. That makes sense. It's totally possible. The story is pretty clear now, like a classic tragic romance. He went off to make a name for himself and then abandoned her. This is a little different. It mentioned 6 years, so they were either childhood sweethearts or married. So the woman was so traumatized that she started hallucinating his return? This is a ferry dock. He would have come back by boat. Hearing galloping horses can only be explained by auditory hallucinations. After figuring out the clue, the group fumbled in the dark and found the entrance to the next room. The third room finally had some light. The middle of the room had been dug out to form a pool of water, with 2 suspension bridges hanging above it. A dim, eerie light shone down from above onto the swaying wooden planks, which led to 2 different rooms on the opposite side. A middle-aged man's voice echoed in the room. Marrying the minister's daughter will surely guarantee a bright future. It's a step up for you. Don't be ungrateful, or your path ahead will be difficult. On the 2 doors opposite them, one was labeled the path ahead, and the other was labeled the path home. Kenzie scratched her head. 2 doors. Do we have to go through them one by one? Ethan shook his head. I'm still a child. I can only do multiple choice. Sophia humbly asked, then what kind of questions should an old person like me do? Ethan replied with equal flattery, Sophia, you truly live and learn. Even at your age, you're still doing problems. The comment section was instantly flooded with laughter. The conversation quickly returned to the matter at hand. A debate ensued about which path to take. From a moral standpoint, taking the path home was the obvious choice. But the clues they had gathered so far all pointed to the path ahead. The comment section was also in a heated discussion. Based on the pattern from previous episodes, you're supposed to use the clue from the last round to pass the next one, so it should be the path ahead, right? But that choice is so unsatisfying. Morally, of course, you should choose the path home. The clues so far have been pretty clear. He didn't go back. The 5 guests in the show fell into a collective silence. After a long moment, Sophia asked Ethan, Which path do you want to choose? Without a moment's hesitation, Ethan said, the path home. Sophia smiled. Me too. Hannah was still conflicted. But all the clues point to the path ahead. Sophia said, but I don't think I can bring myself to take that step. As they hesitated, Caleb suddenly spoke up. Then let's choose the path home. Even if we're all wrong, it just means we failed this week's challenge. The outcome of the game is far less important than the choice we make in our hearts. The door labeled the path home was pushed open. The final room was brightly lit. Under the warm orange light was a cozy little room with a window facing east. Under the window was a small table with paper and a calligraphy brush. On the side wall, a white screen was showing a shadow puppet play. A small boat was crossing a river at a ferry dock. There were no gongs or drums, no celebratory firecrackers, only a single figure standing at the bow of the boat with his hands behind his back. At the dock, the silhouette of a woman suddenly trembled, then ran towards the approaching boat. At the end of the play, the same words from before echoed in the room. My love, you finally returned. I knew you were coming back, so I warmed up some wine and food for you. I'll bring it to you now. Then, a man's gentle voice replied, Thank you, my wife. The comments slowly scrolled across the screen. This ending is really great. So heartwarming. I love the path the guests chose. From now on, I will ask if your kanji is warm, and from now on, I will share the twilight with you. Caleb's words were so good. It might not have been the right answer, but it was the best answer. Crying. Wait, I think Ethan is crying snot again. WTF. I was so moved, and then I burst out laughing. In the show, the guests were staring at the finished shadow puppet play, bewildered. How could there be no definitive clue in the last room? Did they choose the wrong path and so the clues were cut off? Just then, the director, David's voice came through the speakers. Oh, sorry about that. I was suddenly overcome with emotion and forgot to tell you. You've all successfully completed the challenge. What? Everyone was stunned for a moment. Then they high-fived each other in disbelief. Yeah. At the end of the show, the guests returned to the stage, and the host revealed the secret of this episode. The choice between the two paths was the final treasure hunting challenge. From the moment they chose to walk the path home, they had already won. The final segment was, as always, for the guests to share their thoughts. Sophia said, after this episode airs, some people might say that in a story set in ancient times, very few people would give up their future for love. But I want to say that it's precisely because it's rare that it's so precious. Some stories can't be measured by the standards of reality. They are created to give us something to aspire to. After Sophia finished, the microphone was passed to Hannah. Hannah looked tough on the outside, but she was very sensitive. Her eyes were still red. I'm so glad that we followed our hearts and gave this story a happy ending. The man in the story was initially thought to be a heartless man, but the story had a twist at the end. He gave up his fame and fortune and chose loyalty and love. The host said, "That's right." Watching you guys during the recording, Caleb seemed to have said something along those lines. The outcome of the game is far less important than the choice we make in our hearts. Caleb, can you tell us what you were thinking at that moment? The microphone was passed to Caleb. He said, I wasn't thinking anything special. That's just my view on love. Caleb had been in the industry for over a decade, and this was the first time he had ever publicly discussed his views on love. The comments section instantly went crazy. WTF, Caleb is going to talk about his views on love. Ah, I'm so glad I didn't miss this episode. I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. What are Caleb's views on love? Gee. I think I've figured out the reason for Caleb's strange behavior. Under the deluge of comments from across the internet, Caleb said, a singular love, an eternal companionship. As the saying goes, choose a city and grow old there. On the screen, the comments were so dense they almost completely obscured the image. In the tiny gaps between the comments, Caleb was seen suddenly turning to Ethan and holding the microphone to his lips. Ethan froze for a second, then blurted out, "Meet the one and see it through to the end." Caleb looked at him, a gentle smile in his eyes. That's right. The entire comment section was silent for a full 5 seconds. Then it exploded. WTF, what are these two doing talking about their views on love together? Almost as soon as the show finished airing, a new topic erupted on social media. Treasure quest, choose a city, meet the one. Choose a city and grow old there. Meet the one and see it through to the end. The accompanying image was a picture of Caleb looking down at Ethan with a smile, and Ethan leaning in slightly to speak into the microphone Caleb was holding. The two pictures, placed side by side, with the caption, created a surprisingly poignant image. In just half an hour, this topic shot up to 7th place in the overall ship supertopic rankings. Their shippers immediately created a new supertopic, choose a city, meet the one. The pinned post read, "For Caleb and Ethan, may your years be without end." The new ship supertopic climbed the charts so fast that even other fandoms took notice.